This is Duke University.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Brad Fox. I'm the Associate Dean of Master's Programs in the School of Engineering, and on behalf of the Pratt School of Engineering, I wanted to welcome our graduates, their friends and family, our faculty and staff, to the 2017 Hooding and Diploma Ceremony for our Master of Engineering students. This is a celebration of all the hard work that our students have put into earning this degree. Since it's a celebration, I really think we should recognize our graduates for their hard work with a round of applause. Although our students are the focus of this celebration, I know that they would want me to recognize you, family and friends that have been there to support them through this journey, and the faculty of staff that has also been there to support them through their journey. And so I'd ask the students now to show their gratitude for all that have helped them in their education. So today's ceremony is a Hooding and Diploma ceremony. Most people are familiar with a diploma as a sign of academic achievement, and I wanted to speak for a moment about the tradition of hooding graduates. The ornate academic regalia that we wear goes back to medieval times, where the hood was actually an outward symbol of achievement. Therefore, in this ceremony, we place hoods on our graduates, signifying their advanced education. The collars of the hoods that they receive are orange, representing engineering, and in the back of the hoods on the inside are blue and white, representing Duke University. It is with great joy that we hood you today as an outward symbol. It is with great joy that we hood you today as an outward symbol of your advanced degree and as a graduate of Duke University. So as part of this celebration, we want to give you a gift. We do this because we want to celebrate this joyous event, but we also do this because as educators, we often like to have symbolism in a lot of the things that we do. And so in this gift, there are some things that we are giving that symbolize things that we want you to carry forth as you leave here from Duke University. First of all, there's a little bit of Duke swag, right? Duke is proud to claim you as a Blue Devil. We've always been proud to claim you as a Blue Devil, but now as a graduate, it's an especial pride that we have for you. With the honor of being a Duke graduate also comes responsibility. You represent the Master of Engineering program at Duke University in all that you do. Your reputation is now our reputation. Therefore, this memento is not only a reminder of your education at Duke, but it's also a reminder you are part of the larger Duke community. Your actions are a reflection of your classmates and all of Duke's alumni. Therefore, we ask you that you be professional and honorable in all that you do. The second thing that we include is a picture of your Master of Engineering cohort. This is a reminder that your education is not just about classes, homework, and tests. It is also about your shared experiences with your peers. During your time here, you have developed a strong network of friends and community, and these individuals are those ones that have celebrated with your successes and picked you up when you needed a boost. So this picture is a reminder for you to stay connected to your classmates as you pursue your passions and conquer the unknown. The third thing that we include is a book. And with that, I will give you one last assignment, and that is to continue your learning throughout your lives. So the book is your reminder that your education is not complete, that you must build upon this education and educational foundation that you've had here at Duke and continue to learn throughout your career. So each year we go through a process to identify a book, and this year the book we selected is Grit, The Power of Passion and Perseverance by Angela Duckworth. And so what I like to do is share a few thoughts about this book, why we chose it, and how we think it's relevant to you in your career. Now, I must admit that at graduation is somewhat of an odd time to think about grit. So if you're like me at my graduation, you're feeling like Leonardo DiCaprio in the iconic movie Titanic, where he stands at the bow of the boat, puts his arms back, and screams at the top of the world, "I'm the king of the world!" right? That's how you feel today. And that's fantastic, right? You are graduating from Duke University. You have big dreams. You have a feeling that you can do anything. And that's fantastic. We really embrace that joy and enthusiasm. It's really easy to be motivated and engaged when you feel like everything is going right and you are on top of the world. But every day will not be like this. Some days it will seem like everything is going wrong. And that's the situation that I want to talk to you about. Being motivated and engaged when everything seems to be going wrong is about having grit. And so that's one of the reasons why we chose this book as our parting gift. The book talks about the fact that the people who achieve their dreams are often not the most talented ones, but the ones with the most grit, the ones with the tenacity to stick to their dreams when the going gets tough. And so I want to talk to you today about grit as a way to support you as you strive to achieve your big dreams. So I mentioned before, you're graduating as a Duke Blue Devil. I mentioned Duke's mascot, the Blue Devil, because it has relevance to this discussion on grit. For those of you that do not know the history of Duke's mascot, the original Blue Devils were French Alpine soldiers in World War I. They were the first ones to go over the top of the mountain and lead the way for the rest of the troops to follow. World War I was an era of trench warfare, miserable conditions, and fierce battles. And among that group, the Blue Devils were distinguished and known for their courage and toughness and for always moving forward no matter how dire their circumstances appeared. So as a result of this reputation, in the mid-1920s, Trinity College, which later became Duke University, adopted the use of the Blue Devil as its mascot because Blue Devils have grit and Blue Devils move forward. There are many interesting points in the book, and I certainly won't tell them all to you or you won't read the book. But one of them that I do want to focus on because it relates to the topic is how does one actually accomplish their dreams? And so Angela Duckworth has a model about accomplishment, right? How do you really achieve your big dreams? And her thought is that everyone has been born with some talent, but it takes effort to develop that talent into skill. And then you need to focus that skill, right, on the things that you hope to achieve in order to fulfill or find or meet that accomplishment. And so it takes additional effort to focus that skill to really achieve that accomplishment. So what I take away from this model is that effort matters. Effort doesn't guarantee success, but it's a necessary but not sufficient component of success. And so if you want to achieve your big dreams, you have to expect to expend big effort. It is also not simply just an instantaneous effort. It's a sustained and persistent effort. It's a focused and deliberate effort to develop the requisite skills and then to apply those skills toward your goals. It is a type of effort necessary to scale the highest mountain in the most difficult conditions. You not just go climb Mount Everest, you train to climb Mount Everest. Similarly, and this is grit, putting forth a focused and sustained effort to ultimately advance your cause. Blue Devils have grit, and Blue Devils move forward. As a group, we meet each year with our Industrial Advisory Board. We ask them all sorts of questions, trying to get feedback from industry for what they want. And they give us some sense of what skills they would like new hires to have. They have many suggestions for us, but one of them is they want employees to have more resilience, the ability to recover after a setback. They see many careers that have been derailed because at the first obstacle or the first failure, an individual does not know how to respond. They blame others. They blame the situation. They make excuses. They doubt themselves or they give up. Resilient individuals understand that the path toward your dreams is not predictable and there will be obstacles and setbacks. They also understand that overcoming obstacles may not be simple, easy, or quick. The solution may require a change in path or direction. They understand that attitude matters. To me, resiliency and grit go hand in hand, and resiliency and grit are a state of mind. Gritty individuals have a hope and a belief that there is an opportunity to succeed, and that even though they may encounter a setback, there is a path forward. This is grit, the belief that obstacles may be overcome. Blue Devils have grit, and Blue Devils move forward. So in your career, people will watch you to see how you respond to adversity. People want to test your mettle. Some organizations may even throw you into the deep end to see if you can swim. They want to see your effort when things get tough. So how will you respond? When your idea is not adopted, when your design fails, when your project is canceled, when your team is dysfunctional, when your colleague gets that big promotion you sought, when there are obstacles in your path toward your big dreams. I know that you will do just fine. You are a Blue Devil. Blue Devils have grit, and Blue Devils move forward. So at this time, I would like to introduce our student speaker, Vinay Nagaraj.
Thank you, Dr. Fox. Dear professors, faculty, parents, and soon-to-be graduates, good morning. We're gathered here today on a very special occasion, and I'd like to start off by congratulating my fellow students on all their hard work and dedication towards becoming masters in the field of engineering, at least by title. For me and a few others like me, this is a significant culmination point as it marks the completion of 5 years of education at Duke University. At this point, I know some of you may be wondering, why did it take him 5 years to get a master's degree? And I should clarify and say that I, like a few of my closest friends, also had the privilege of doing our undergraduate career at Duke University, and we call ourselves the 4+1s. 5 years is a long time to spend in any one place, though it only really hit me over the last few days that I will be leaving Duke soon. It's been such a memorable journey in many respects, and it prompted me to think about how we can move forward into the real world as Duke graduates. I look back on how much we've grown, both personally and professionally, and it's incredible that we're at the point where we can use and harness our graduate education to truly make an impact. Through our MEng program, we've all gained so much in terms of technical depth, business exposure, and industry experiences. But the one aspect that we often take for granted is the people whom we've interacted with on a day-to-day basis. Whether they're fellow engineering students, professors, or even career counselors, people have been fundamental factors in shaping our Duke experience. It's important to stop and acknowledge that even to get to this point, we've received various forms of support from others, and the principle that success does not come in a vacuum has held true and is likely to continue to be true in the future, regardless of the role or industry that we end up in. So using the analytical mindset that has been ingrained in me as an engineer, I'd like to break down the people that we've gotten to know into two subsets, mentors and peers. Let's look at mentors first. Mentors are those who served as guides and advisors to impart knowledge and to share their own experiences so that we set ourselves up to go where we want to. Behind every useful class that we've taken, every hands-on experience that we've had, and even every interview that we've managed to secure, there have been mentors who have guided us along every step of the way. Not only should we thank them for their help, but I urge my fellow graduates to stay in touch with them. Especially as we get busy with our careers and lives outside of Duke, it becomes all the more rewarding to stay in contact with those mentors who know us, who understand us, and more importantly, have been a large part in our positive growth through the course of this program. For instance, I know that if I decide to found my own high-tech startup or get a management position in any capacity, you can bet that Professor Telford and Professor Ryan will be receiving some emails. The same goes for things like career networking or technical consultation. Just because we are graduating does not mean that our relationship with Duke is ending. And that is something I hope we don't forget, because from here on out, much of our educational value boils down to the relationships that we've had the opportunity to develop. Now let's look at our peers, our fellow engineers, as well as our behind-the-scenes support system. I think we can all agree that one of the best aspects of the MEng program is its collaborative nature. We've all gotten to know one another intimately through design projects, leadership and management exercises, and even pitching to Shark Tanks. Without working together and leaning on one another, it's hard to imagine what this master's degree would have even looked like, and I say we are the better for it. As driven Duke engineers, we constantly push each other to excel and really extract the best out of one another, and that mentality might just be something that we miss once we step outside of this place. Even outside of academics, we've gained a lot of close friendships through this program and through Duke, and from prior experience, when we look back at our years here, the memories that will be lasting are the ones that revolve around these friendships that we've been able to forge. The good news is that every one of us is now part of a larger and growing Duke community, and I hope that we can all stay active members of this community regardless of where we are. At the very least, I would expect that each and every one of you, if you hear that a Duke game is going on, that you proudly wear your Duke apparel and show your school spirit, because that's how you identify as a part of the Duke family. And speaking of family, no mention of our peers can exclude mention of our own families. We owe so much to them for the unyielding support that they've provided through the years, financially and otherwise. I know my mom and dad are always just a phone call away, and that comfort is what helps me get through the hard times. It's only fitting that tomorrow happens to be Mother's Day, and I'd like to take a moment to personally thank every single mom out here for their integral role in raising future MEng graduates. So please have a hand for the moms. Altogether, I hope that we can maintain our connection to Duke and recognize the people who have and will continue to make our success possible. In my eyes, at least, that is the way we can move forward. Thank you. And up next, we have the MEng student slideshow.
My name is Bridget Fletcher. I'm the Associate Director for Program Development, and it is my pleasure to read the names of our graduates to you today, who will be hooded by Dr. Latondra Murray, Director of Master's Programs. Vinay Nagaraj. Jane Hung. Vivian Joy Lim. Andrew Yanine Burton. Sorry, they're clapping patterns right. Okay. Davies Omali Odu. Yoon Hoon Kim. Michael Allen Baldwin. Safkat Islam. Charles Jacob Kritzmacher. Jason Galatioto. Here it comes. Olowashijibomi Atiawa Olowadara. Mosep Jackson Atogi. Daniel Ferguson. Troy Templin. Rajaleka Manjakupam Rajamahendran. Adam Cullen. Emilio Blanco Gonzalez. Matthew Henry Rodeo. Ruben Morrison. Timothy Patrick Moses, Jr. Jordan Abdel Ikedat. Alex Key. Secheng Liu. Caitlin Courtney Hill. Wesley Cohen. Ijovi Ovori. Roisin Helena O'Toole. Aaron Miller. Zhang Xu Ju. Let's give another big round of applause to all of our graduates. At this time, I'd like to invite Rick Telford, our Executive in Residence and Adjunct Associate Professor, with some closing remarks.
It's good to see everyone. I enjoyed that slideshow. Although I did notice the section with the most number of slides was the one entitled Partied. I also noticed that Jordan was in an inordinately large amount of those slides. I'm not sure what that says. I looked at the list of graduates and realized you all were evenly split across the 4 semesters that I've taught here, with the exception of a few of you that decided to wait till the very last minute and take my class this spring, not to mention any names, Vinay, Vivian, Jane, Emilio. I know some of you graduated in December and are already in the working world. Hopefully those of you spring graduates who plan to get a job have a job. If you don't, then come see me. After a few minutes of me chastising you for not working hard enough to find a job, I'll see what I can do to help. But going into the working world can be both exciting and a bit daunting. You don't always know what's ahead of you, so I thought I would help you out. 32 years at IBM has given me the ability to see the future. And as with this ability, I'm going to tell you some things that are going to happen to you in your career and maybe give you a piece of advice or two about how to handle it. You didn't pursue a Master of Engineering degree at Duke University because you wanted to be an ordinary engineer. Hopefully you see yourselves as leaders, possibly managers, possibly executives. As a leader, you'll need to hire either members of your team, members of your department, or members of your organization. My advice to you, and some of you have heard me say this in class, hire people that complement, not compliment. Now, for some of you where English may not be your first language, that you're probably saying, what the heck did he just say? And I know some of you where English is your first language and you're still saying, what the heck did he just say? Compliment with an I means to praise someone. That's not what you want. You don't want to hire people that are just like you and therefore agree with everything you say. How can you come to the best decisions when everybody agrees with you as their leader? On the other hand, compliment with an E means add to in a way that enhances or improves, to make perfect. That is what you should be looking to do in finding people to join your team. Find people with different ideas, backgrounds, opinions, personalities. We did this in our class. We formed diverse teams, and I think you'll find that is a good approach when you get out into the real world. Of course, one of the hard parts about being a leader is occasionally you have a tough conversation with an employee. Maybe they're not performing well, maybe they didn't get the raise they wanted or feel they deserved, maybe they didn't get that promotion that they thought they were going to get. When faced with these kind of discussions, the best thing you can do is be yourself and talk to the person as if you were on the other side of that desk. How would you like to hear feedback? You probably would want it to be thought through. You probably would want it to be specific and actionable. You probably would want to hear a mix of things that you did do well, along with those suggested improvement areas. You probably would like to leave the room with a clear understanding of what you need to work on and a renewed energy to achieve. If that is how you would like to hear feedback, then that's how you should deliver that feedback. As the success in your career continues, and I know it will, you will constantly be faced with tougher and tougher challenges. You will be tested and put into an opportunity only to find it as a lot more than you had realized. There will be a time when you feel that the task is so daunting that you've been set up for failure. This is not the time to panic. It's the time to innovate. Make lemonade out of lemons, as they say. Don't look at something as a large, overwhelming challenge, but a collection of small problems that you can overcome one by one. In baseball, they call this small ball. You hit singles, you steal bases, you bunt. You don't try to hit a home run every time you get up to base. Be methodical in your approach, tactical in your thinking. Celebrate small successes with your team and then move on quickly to the next problem. You still need to have an overall strategy, but you are deliberate in achieving it. Yes, there will always be time pressures, but having a string of small successes will give your leadership the confidence in you to get the job done. I look forward to hearing how your careers develop and how they advance, and what you decide to do in this world. Most of you are connected to me on LinkedIn, so be assured I'll send you that congratulations when I see that you have a new job, a promotion, or some other accolade. Let's keep in touch, and we all here at Duke wish you the very best in the pursuit of your dreams and passions. Thank you.
I'd like to ask the first row of graduates to please stand for the recessional. Thank you.